Good evening and welcome to the Union County Board of Chosen Freeholders, Thursday, December 3rd, 2020, agenda setting meeting. At this time, I will ask the clerk of the board to call the roll.
Certainly, Chairman. May Freeholder Garrettson,
Here.
Freeholder Granados,
Here.
Freeholder Hudak,
Here.
Freeholder Kowalski,
Here.
Freeholder Palmieri Muedad,
Here.
Freeholder Staton,
Here.
Freeholder Williams,
Here.
and Chairman Mirabella.
Present.
Chairman, you have 8 freeholders present.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Please lead us in the prayer and the salute to the flag.
Humbly we ask God, the giver of peace and the lover of charity, to give the entire family of nations true agreement with his will, and to grant the light of his spirit on all who work for justice and peace. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Mr. Clerk, thank you. Can you please read the statement of compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act?
Certainly, Chairman. The chair wishes to announce that pursuant to the requirements of the New Jersey Statutes annotated Title 10, Chapter 4, Section 10 of the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting of the Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Union has been given by mailing the annual meeting schedule for the year 2020, along with periodic changes necessitated by circumstance, to the newspapers circulating within the County of Union or designated to receive such notice, and by posting the annual meeting schedule for the year 2020 in the administration building, and further by filing the annual meeting schedule for the year 2020 with the office of the county clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Good evening and welcome to another remote meeting of this Freeholder Board. On behalf of this board, I'd like to continue to thank everyone in the Union County community for working together and working very hard during this COVID-19 outbreak. The latest news about the vaccine is very encouraging, but we can't afford to let our guard down. The weeks ahead will be difficult and challenging, especially with the holiday season already underway. But I know we can do it if we all keep working together. So please, for the sake of your loved ones and for the Union County family, keep your guard up, keep your mask on, keep using hand sanitizer and washing your hands, keep social distance, and we'll get through this all together. With that in mind, I'd like to thank everyone who's been working at our drive-through COVID-19 test center at Kane University in Union Township, now open 4 days a week due to the increased demand of testing. Our mobile test unit also continues to hold free walk-up COVID tests in our communities throughout Union County. You can find more details on the county website at ucnj/COVID-19. To help protect the public and reduce the strain on our healthcare workers, we're also working to ensure that Union County residents without insurance coverage can get vaccinated for tetanus, hepatitis A and B, meningitis, and other preventable infections. The vaccines will be offered to eligible residents beginning on Tuesday, December 8th. You can call the Union County Immunization Center at 908-965-3627 to find out if you qualify. Also, our next food distribution event will take place at Warnenko Park in Roselle this weekend. We are going to hold it on Sunday. We were going to hold it on Saturday, but it looks like the weather will interfere with that, so we're going to have it on Sunday, December 6th. So if you're in need of food assistance and you have food insecurity, please check out the details on the website for that food distribution. I want to thank all the directors, Debbie Ann Anderson, the county manager and deputy county manager, and all the freeholders who have volunteered their time to help with that distribution. It's been, you get a good feeling walking away that you're helping people, and I think that's how we all feel walking away from those events. If you are a family with special needs children, You can get financial assistance for respite care through Union County's new Rest Easy Caregivers grant program. The program aims to help adults in the household take time away from the home for job interviews and other essential errands. To apply for this grant, please go on the website, ucnj.org. You can also see the county website to register for events and programs that help everyone stay connected to each other during this outbreak. Coming this month, we will have a drive-in concert, drive-in holiday movie, guided nature walks for seniors, musical theater live stream of Rent in honor of World AIDS Day, and the final installment of our new Queer Empowerment Hour online discussion series. That's been terrific. There's so many other online services, and that's really the message tonight is check the website. There's a lot of service. We want to make sure all our residents have a chance to take advantage of the programming and the services that are out there. All right, let's start now with the evening's business. We'll have the approval of communications later during the regular meeting that will follow this meeting, and we'll start with our directors for their resolutions, and we'll start with Director Scutari, Administrative Services.
Good evening. The Department of Administrative Services has 4 resolutions on the agenda, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, freeholders, I will look for your hands raised if we have them. Okay, Director, I don't see any. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll move to the Department of Corrections and Director Charles.
And members of the board, Department of Corrections has 5 resolutions for your consideration tonight.
Okay, Director, a lot of these look like religious services for inmates and some other things, so that's typical for us, right?
Correct, yep, each year, yep. Yes, sir.
No other questions. Director, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll move to the Department of Economic Development, to Deputy County Manager Wagner.
Good evening, freeholders. The Department of Economic Development has 7 resolutions for your consideration, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Fielder Granados.
Thank you, Chairman. Deputy County Manager, I know we've had a great relationship with We Are One New Jersey for the first resolution at our Union County We Are One Center. If you can just speak about the programs being offered for that location for our residents.
Absolutely. I'm glad you asked. The primary function is to help individuals that choose to become U.S. citizens actually earn their citizenship. So the services include assisting with the application process. There are citizenship classes. There's a lot of information people have to know. In fact, many of us, if we took the test today, might struggle. Me personally, I can tell you I've seen the questions. They're very challenging. They help with green card extensions. They help with ESL classes. It's a myriad of services that they offer. Interestingly enough, this year, I pulled the numbers to see where we were with how many people have applied, how many people have actually gained citizenship this year. So last year, 482 people applied for citizenship. And this year, 430 did. So it was pretty close given the fact that we're in the midst of a pandemic. What I was most intrigued by was the number of folks that actually became citizens. Last year, 171 did, and this year only 108. So of course, that was a red flag for me and wanted to know more. So what I found out is that the federal government that actually oversees the citizenship process, USCIS, closed for 3 months, and then once they reopened, they were only at 30 to 40% of their normal capacity. So where typically it was taking 12 to 14 months to become a citizen, it's now taking 18 to 20 months. So they're doing a lot of work, and the numbers are very close. For all their service numbers are only slightly less, which is intriguing given the fact that we're in a pandemic. But the people that have actually become citizens is quite a bit lower.
So thank you, Deputy County Manager, and thank you to the workers at the Union County We Are One that are also, during the pandemic, having Zoom sessions with individuals who want to continue with English as a second language, amongst other programs. So thank you for that. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Freeholder. Freeholder Kowalski.
Yes, thank you, Chairman. Deputy County Manager, could you talk a little bit about number 7, the work that Union County College is doing to train dislocated workers?
Yes, Freeholder, through you, Chairman. This particular resolution is for a COVID-related grant that we received in partnership with Union County Community College, and it's called New Jersey Indoors. It will provide 3 specific types of training that are in demand right now and also address the digital divide that exists for many people. So there's a patient care technology course that they'll be training people for, supply chain management, and digital literacy. So all of them are very much related to the crisis that we're in right now.
Thank you.
Like it, Deputy County Manager, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll move to the Department of Engineering, Public Works, and Facilities Management, and that's Director Graziano.
Chairman, the director cannot be with us this evening. He has another event going on, but I am covering tonight, and the department has 2 items on the agenda for everyone's review.
All right, I hope the Freeholders will ask the County Manager very difficult questions regarding these 2 resolutions, so please scour the...
I've studied. I'm ready.
I know you are prepared. I'm not worried about that. All right, everybody's afraid to ask you questions. That's good. So thank you, County Manager. We'll move
Thank
on.
you, Chairman.
We'll move on to the Department of Finance and Director Taylor.
Good evening, Chairman and members of the board. The Department of Finance has 3 resolutions for your consideration this evening, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
I have a question, Director. So the transfer of current funds, what's the total amount being transferred?
The total transfer value is $781,254.91.
All right, good. Any other questions, Freeholders? Okay, I don't see any. Thank you, Director Taylor.
Thank you.
We'll move on to the Department of Human Services and Director Anderson.
Good evening, Chair and members of the board. The Department of Human Services has 13 resolutions on, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
You've been busy, Director, haven't you?
I have.
I know you have. Is there any questions for Director Anderson? Okay, I don't see any questions. Director, thank you.
Thank you.
Department of Parks and Recreations, Director Zuber.
Trying to get. Can you guys hear me? Because I can't get my video on.
Yes, we
Okay.
can hear you, Director.
Department of Parks and Recreation has 4 items on tonight's agenda. I'll try to answer any questions, and just to let you know, Armando is also on with me, as there are a few resos here for Kemper.
Okay, Freeholder Hudak.
Thank you, Chairman. Good evening, Director. I'll start with the number 4. I have questions regarding all 4. In regards to number 4, the increase, is there any particular reason? Because it's a fairly specific increase for the 2-year contract.
We've had a unusual amount of tick-borne diseases up here in the last part of the year, and it's usually $1,000 per treatment.
Gotcha. Have we already hit the cap on the contract?
We have.
Okay,
This
and
week.
that's a 2-year amount for 217, not annually. Or
Correct.
is that an annual amount?
It's a
Okay.
2-year. It's a 2-year.
So it was 209, now it's up to 217. Gotcha. All right, and then just on 1 through 3, and if you want to, feel free to turn it over to Armando. And I just wanted to get a walkthrough on the Kemper contracts and where we generally are on all 3 of them.
So for the 3 resos, we're talking about Warren Ankle Sports Center, the 2 golf courses, which is Ashbrook, Galloping Hill, as well as Scotch Hills, which is our shared service agreement. The only one that went up from last year that was approved from last year is the Scotch Hills one. that went up to 320 from 269. We're actually seeing an increased uptick in our revenues that we're generating and usage at Scotch Hills this year. We're on track as of November. We're actually already at $389,000 in revenue. We were anticipating less than 300,000 this year, which is a great surprise. But obviously, with the golf course being utilized a lot more than what we had anticipated, we need to obviously service it. So this is where we're asking for the increase in operational expenses. Like last year, we actually had to downgrade because we brought our budget down last year, our operating costs down last year when we shut down in March and April and a part of May. So, but this, what we're requesting this year is like if we're going to be operating as a full year. So, and as a whole, we are actually on track to actually beat last year's revenues. So being closed for 6 months and still beating last year's revenues at all 3 golf courses and the Learning Center is pretty impressive this year.
Yeah, that was going to be my follow-up question in terms of where we were, obviously for the golf revenue, because you can't get a tee time anywhere right now due to the pandemic. Let's talk a little bit about Warnaco and how everything's been impacted there. You know, what are we seeing? Sorry. Well, what are we seeing?
I got mine too.
What are we seeing with that? Olive has a question. What are we seeing there, and what can we expect for next year?
As I've been speaking to the county manager and director Zuber quite frequently, with the hockey being in flux right now, what we're seeing is right now is just being utilized by club teams right now that can control their players. It's basically a wild card. So we are requesting the budget for next year, the operating expenses, to see if we get past this starting in January, February, maybe we'll be back to normal where we can go back to open skate. We can open up in the summer again, start doing our turf and our indoor sports in the summertime, in the spring. So that's what we're requesting. If we have to adjust like we did last year, if things happen that we can't open, we can always scale back, but we want to be prepared to have the funds there and operate like if we are back to normal. But Warnaco's a wild card right now. It's, you know, you've seen what is going on with all the sports right now in high school sports and whatnot. We're just playing it week to week right now.
Great. Thank you, Armando. Thank you, Director. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Freeholder. So just to add on to that, from Director, from a Warnaco perspective, it is deemed an outdoor facility. So that certainly allows the flexibility of having it open. Whether they clamp down on, whether the state gives us guidance to clamp down on that, we'll have to keep an eye on. But right now, it's hard to predict additional revenue because that's been pretty well booked regardless of
Right.
COVID or not. It's not like golf's been such an uptick because of it. That's fairly static, I would think, from a revenue standpoint. It's probably going to be pretty static because it's always well booked.
Yeah, and since we decided not to go to have the open skates with general public, which from an operational standpoint would have been a nightmare trying to monitor that. We were having teams requesting practice times and other teams from outside the county requesting times. So we were pretty slammed in regard, and we were going to do well, but you know, with this new executive order, now we have to adjust a little bit.
But obviously, priority for county teams.
Absolutely.
Because
Yeah.
a lot of counties, or I wouldn't say counties, outside organizations out of this county that don't have an outdoor rink like we do are out of luck.
Out of luck, and plus, and the problem is, it's the high school teams right now are put on lockdown, so they really can't even do any practicing. So it's really us working with the club teams in Union County.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Freeholder Granados, you have a question?
Thank you, Chairman, and I appreciate our Freeholder meetings now being pet friendly. You know, it's great.
You want to see mine too?
I think Chris's dog started barking because he heard the parks department. So he wanted to go visit one of our dog parks. I think that's what it started from. But Armando and Director, one of the comments too in reference to number 1 through 3. I know before we had a different company working at Warnaco Sports Center. I think correct me if I'm wrong, by having Kemper run the different operations, it's made it more effective and efficient, and also helped save money when it comes to the county taxpayers, etc.
One of the things that we did when we had to close Warnaco and we had to kind of repurpose all our staff and whatnot, we actually utilized the staff at Warnaco since they weren't open over the summer. we utilized them at the golf courses. So the ability to share resources and maintain people working and whatnot across the utilization at all the facilities, it helped immensely.
That's a great thing. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Freeholder. All right, any other questions? No. Thank you, both directors. Appreciate your being on top of all this.
Absolutely.
We will move on to the Department of Public Safety and Director Moran.
Good evening, Chairman. Members of the board, Department of Public Safety has 3 resolutions for your consideration. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, Freeholders, any questions? It does not look like it. Thank you, Director. Keep up the good work. We'll move on to the Office of the County Council, County Council Bergen.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I need the host to allow me to turn my camera on.
Okay.
There we go.
There you go, Robert.
Good morning, Chairman, members of the board. County Council's office has 6 resolutions tonight. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have.
Okay, thank you, Bruce. Let's see. I do not see any questions, so I will thank you, County Council Bergen.
Thank you, Chairman.
Yes, we'll move to the Office of the County Manager, County Manager Oatman.
Thank you.
You're on mute, County Manager.
All right, we'll start over. Apologize. I have 1 item on tonight's agenda, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Okay. Okay, I don't see any questions, so thank you, County Manager.
Thank you, Chairman.
And I see several freeholder-sponsored resolutions. Any comments from the freeholders on these resolutions? Okay, all right, very good. That's going to conclude our business for the agenda portion, and I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Freeholder Granados, and seconded by Freeholder Williams. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Freeholder Garrettson,
Yes.
Freeholder Granados,
Aye.
Freeholder Hudak,
Aye.
Freeholder Kowalski,
Yes.
Mary Muedad,
Aye.
Freeholder Staton,
Yes.
Freeholder Williams,
Aye.
and Chairman Mirabella.
Aye.
Chairman, you have 8 votes in the affirmative to adjourn the meeting.
All right, very good. We are adjourned, and we will move, Mr. Clerk, we can move right into the next meeting.
Yes, we can.
Okay, well, let's do that then. I'll call this meeting to order. The Union County Board of Chosen Freeholders, Thursday, December 3rd, 2020, regular meeting agenda. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Freeholder Garrettson,
Here.
Freeholder Granados,
Here.
Freeholder Hudak,
Here.
Freeholder Kowalski,
Here.
Freeholder Palmieri Muedad,
Here.
Freeholder Staton,
Here.
Freeholder Williams,
Here.
and Chairman Mirabella.
Here.
Chairman, you have 8 freeholders present for the regular meeting.
Thank you very much. Please lead us in the prayer and salute to the flag.
Humbly we ask God, the giver of peace and the lover of charity, to give the entire family of nations true agreement with his will, and to grant the light of his spirit on all who work for justice and peace. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you, Mr. Clerk. Can you please read the statement of compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act?
Certainly, Chairman. The chair wishes to announce that pursuant to the requirements of the New Jersey statutes annotated Title 10, Chapter 4, Section 10 of the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting of the Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Union has been given by mailing the annual meeting schedule for the year 2020, along with periodic changes necessitated circumstances to the newspapers circulating within the County of Union who are designated to receive such notice, and by posting the annual meeting schedule for the year 2020 in the administration building, and further by filing the annual meeting schedule for the year 2020 with the office of the county clerk.
Thank you very much. May I have a motion to approve the communications?
Second,
Moved by Freeholder Williams and seconded by Freeholder Kowalski. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Freeholder Garrettson,
Yes.
Freeholder Granados,
Aye.
Freeholder Hudak,
Aye.
Freeholder Kowalski,
yes.
Freeholder Palmieri Muedad,
Aye.
Freeholder Staton,
Yes.
Freeholder Williams,
Aye.
and Chair Mirabella.
Aye.
Chairman, you have 8 votes in the affirmative on the communications.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Tonight we have an ordinance for final reading. Clerk of the board, please read the ordinance by title.
Ordinance number 821-2020, an ordinance to amend the laws of Union County, administrative code, and policies and general legislation by amending Part 1, Union County Administrative Code, Chapter 1, Union County Government Structure, Article 16, Department of Human Services, Chapter 2, Administrative Legislation, Article 5, Fiscal Provisions, and Chapter 49, Fees, Article 5, Engineering and Public Works Fees.
Okay, thank you. The meeting will now be open for the purpose of commenting on ordinance number 821-2020 only. Jimmy, let's go through the roster of people who have asked to participate and comment, and we'll go
Certainly.
through that group. So who is first, Jimmy?
So we have a number of individuals in our queue that are joining us tonight for our meeting. And the first individual is Mr. Bruce Patterson.
Okay, Mr. Patterson, do you have any questions or comments on this ordinance?
Good evening. Hopefully you can hear me, but good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the Freeholder Board. This is Bruce Patterson Garwood in reference to the 821-2020 ordinance. If you just could explain to the public the specifics of what is being amended on Chapter 1, Article 14, Chapter 2, Article 5, and Chapter 49, Article 5, which is referenced in that ordinance. Thank you very much.
Okay, Mr. Patterson, thank you. I'll turn it over to either the county manager or the county council to go through that.
I can take those, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, go ahead, Bruce.
This is our annual codification of changes to the laws of Union County. We're doing 3 things as requested by several departments. The first is to establish an Office of Analytics, Research, and Evaluation in the Department of Human Services. This is really going to use existing resources and staff, but it's going to put them all together to take care of looking at different statistics to make sure that what the county is doing is the most efficient way to deliver services. So that's that department. We also have a request from the fiscal provisions. This is to codify what's called advance payment for travel. These are rules that are in effect per state law, and we're just putting them into our code so that they're set forth specifically to make sure that we comply with state law. The third change in existing code is to increase some of the tipping fees at our compost facility. Specifically, uncompacted leaves will go from $2 to $4 a cubic yard, and compacted leaves will go from $4 to $6 per cubic yard. This facility is only used by the municipalities. It's a shared service offered by the county to the municipalities. The cost to the municipalities far, even with this increase, is far less than what it would cost them on the open market. And the idea is just to keep up the money coming in to run the facility. So those are those 3 changes. I would note there are 2 systemic, if you will, changes that are being put into place. One is to effectuate the new state law, changing the title from Board of Chosen Freeholders to Board of County Commissioners. So in any place within the laws that it says freeholders, that will be changed. And the other is just to remove any gender-specific pronouns and to change over to all gender non-specific. So that will, again, through the entire code, that change will be made by passing this ordinance. And I think that covers everything. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Good. Thank you, Bruce. All good changes. Let's go on to the next caller, Jim.
Certainly, Chairman. The next individual is Mr. Daniel Hahn.
Okay,
No
Mr.
comments at
Hahn?
this time, thank you.
No comments. Thank you, Mr. Hahn. Jimmy, go to the next.
I have someone in the queue by the name of Dawn Donahue.
Okay, Ms. Donahue, if you have any questions or comments.
Dawn Donahue appears to be using an older version of Zoom, so I would have to temporarily move them as a panelist just for a minute to see if there's any comments to make.
Okay. Okay, I see Dawn Donahue. Dawn, do you have any questions or comments on this ordinance? Okay, it doesn't appear that they do. Let's move on to the next, please.
The next individual is an Edward Grimes.
Okay, Mr. Grimes, do you have any comments or questions on this ordinance?
I apologize. I raised my hand, but I'm waiting for the open public
Okay.
comment. I'm sorry.
Okay, then no, that's okay. That's coming to the next time. We'll go through the roll call then. All right. Any other individuals, Jim?
Chairman, there are two more, one by the name of Jamie Van Shiver.
Good evening. I did not raise my hand to speak on this ordinance right now. I also would like to speak in the public portion. Thank you.
Okay. Just so the public knows, we're going to go through this roll call whenever there's an opportunity for public comment, just so you're aware. The next public comment will be where most people will want to ask some questions or make some comments. But thank you for that. Jim, is another individual? You mentioned one more, maybe?
That is correct, Chairman. To that end, the last individual in our queue is a Laurel Brennan.
Okay. Ms. Brennan, if you have any comments?
Yes. Good evening, Mr. Chairman and members of the board.
Okay, you can give comments on this.
Oh, thank you. I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank you. I'm the Secretary Treasurer of the New Jersey State AFL-CIO, and I would like to thank you on behalf of our President, Charlie Wilcanic, and the members of our team at We Are One. We do so appreciate your financial and moral support for the We Are One program, and our partnership with Union County obviously is very unique, that we are able to collectively, and I will say with the assistance and guidance of Amy Wagner, Ed Altman, and Brandon Givens, we've helped navigate a pathway from exclusion to inclusion for many families in the community so that they're able to gain citizenship, learn English as a second language, and working with the team at We Are One and with Amy and Brandon, we've seen, and despite the pandemic, and I know there was a little panic during that time, that despite the pandemic, we think the numbers were exceedingly wonderful. And we're looking forward to working with you in the future. We believe that with the new administration coming in Washington, that will put immigration and citizenship as a priority. We believe that we have a lot to look forward to in the future. And again, I just want to thank you on behalf of our organization and wish you all a very happy, and no more has this have a better meaning than this year, a healthy new year. And again, thank you for your support. Thank you again.
Thank you, Ms. Brennan. That's actually a comment for, I let you finish because you were on a roll and we appreciated your comments. It really was for the next public portion, but Jim, just please note that those comments and make sure that they fit under the other public comment portion, but we appreciate that. And we thank you for making those comments on behalf of the We Are One organization. Thank you
Oh.
very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay. All right. I don't think there's anyone else. Jim, did you receive any written comments that can be read into the record at this time for this ordinance?
Chairman, I did not receive any other written comments or emails from any individual that hasn't signed up here. I would like to say that as far as one of the attendees, Jamie Van Sciver, I know we tried to move her as a panelist. It didn't seem to appear that the audio was working, but I did want to just let you know that I did not receive a written statement to read into the record, and I hope that she'll be able to get her audio working for the next open public meeting, the next public comment portion.
Okay. All right, Jimmy, thanks. So noting there's no other comments, I'll formally close this portion of the meeting and ask Freeholder Williams to move ordinance number 821-2020 for final reading.
Thank you, Chairman. I will move ordinance number 821-2020 for final reading and authorize the clerk of the board to advertise same in accordance with the law.
Thank you, Freeholder. May I have a second, please?
Second.
Seconded by Freeholder Kowalski. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Freeholder Garrettson,
Yes.
Freeholder Granados,
Aye.
Freeholder Hudak,
Aye.
Freeholder Kowalski,
Yes.
Freeholder Palmieri Muedad,
Aye.
Freeholder Staton,
Yes.
Freeholder Williams,
Aye.
and Chairman Mirabella.
Aye.
Chairman, you have 8 votes in the affirmative on ordinance number 821-2020.
Terrific. Thank you. We'll move on to the next portion. May I have a motion to suspend the rules to allow for the joining of both the public comment on resolutions being offered for adoption and the public comment for any governmental issue that a member of the public feels may be of concern to the residents of this county into one public comment session.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Freeholder Williams and seconded by Freeholder Hudak. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Freeholder Garrettson,
Yes.
Freeholder Granados,
Aye.
Freeholder Hudak,
Aye.
Freeholder Kowalski,
Yes.
Freeholder Palmieri Muedad,
Aye.
Freeholder Staton,
Yes.
Freeholder Williams,
Aye.
and Chairman Mirabella.
Aye.
Chairman, you have 8 votes in the affirmative to suspend the rules.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. The meeting is now open to the public for anyone wishing to speak on resolutions being offered for adoption or any other matter. Jim will go through the roll call at this point. So why don't we start with the first person who signed up?
Certainly, the first person in the queue is Mr. Bruce Patterson.
Okay, Mr. Patterson, you're up.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the Freeholder Board. This is Bruce Patterson of Garwood. First, just a quick general comment. What are non-gender specific pronouns? If somebody could give us what those are. I mean, it, I know, is one of them. Moving forward. For the resolutions, I'm going to jump out of order. Resolution 859 and Resolution 864, and you know I was going to talk about this because this is an issue that I've been bringing up. One is giving $25,000 to Chase and Lamparello law firm to defend Lindsay Ruotolo in a lawsuit. Another one is paying $25,000 to Hatfield legal firm to defend our prosecutor Lindsay Ruotolo in a lawsuit. And so it starts, as we have pointed out. The county has a habit of putting someone with minimal experience and leadership into high-level positions. And, of course, things get screwed up, and then the taxpayers have to bail out the problem. A better qualified person should have been prosecutor, and I've noted that before. And last time, Chairman Mirabella defended Lindsay Ruotolo, but looking at Mirabella, he was put in a patronage job also with no experience, just to increase his pension from $15,000 to nearly $100,000 in 3 years. And Mirabella had to hire 2 people to do his job anyway, but I digress. So, you know, his words, there's no sense. But I'll tell you, if Lindsay Ruotolo was listening, how about she volunteers to maybe switch positions with the first assistant prosecutor to so she can get more experience, that would be a good suggestion. Resolution 823. This is a payout for accrued 2019 vacation leave due to pandemic. It states 2019 vacation, so I need an explanation of what this is about, how much and how many employees this affects. Reso 825, we're paying Sharma Realty $27,000 for the year 2021 for 30 parking spots on his commercial property at 432 Westminster Avenue, Elizabeth. The suspicion about this is his property only has 30 parking spots. So where's the parking for his commercial enterprises in his building? I believe Sharma Realty may be ripping off us county taxpayers in double use of spots. You really need to look into this and investigate it. Resolution 830, we're paying Kemper Sports $320,000 to handle the operations of the Scotch Plains Golf Course for year 2021, and I appreciate Armando explaining what it was about. But this Scotch Hills is obviously owned by Scotch Plains, and so my question is Scotch Plains actually reimbursing the county taxpayers for this $320,000? Resolution 842, 843, and 844, these are three resolutions adding a total of $85,000 to three law firms, Florio Petrucci, Ruderman and Roth, and Bernstein Associates, all for the same purpose of labor and personnel matters. And their three contracts now total $365,000. Why suddenly do we have to pay all this extra money to these three law firms? And why three law firms to boot? Their combined donations, by the way, to the Freeholders and the Cronies campaigns total $39,000 in 4 years. And, and that's it. 850 is the We Are One New Jersey. I appreciate Freeholder Granados asking a question, so it answers mine. And I know that lady Lauren or whatever it was, she was referring to that one. So thank you very much.
All right, I'll take a stab at the first general question on non-gender specific. That's taking out he or her in the code book to be more generic. I think that's fine. It's certainly in line with this progressive nature of this county to have that wording gender neutral. I don't know how many times I have to say this about the prosecutor and how much support I have for her. She does a good job. Obviously, I do not agree with your layman's interpretation of her work or what she does. So I always, listen to it, but disregard it almost immediately. We'll move to 823, and I'm going to ask the county manager to speak on that.
Thank you, Chairman. That's actually a Department of Finance resolution. I was going to defer to Director Taylor.
Okay, Director Taylor.
Through you, Chairman. Resolution 2020-823 is a resolution that essentially allows employees that have accrued 2019 time to be paid out up to 20 days. This is as a result of the pandemic. Many employees were not allowed to utilize their leave time because of work demands, coupled with the fact that under civil service regulations, employees will inevitably be forced as of January 1, 2021 to forfeit or lose their accrued time that they earned in 2019. So this resolution just makes the employees whole because of work demands placed on them because of the COVID pandemic, and it is only affecting 69 employees. The maximum not to exceed value is $393,000.
Okay, thank you, Director Taylor. I quite frankly, I'm very, very proud of the county employees who have gone above and beyond to jump to the call of duty during this pandemic that nobody expected and nobody prepared for, and they were willing to work without taking any vacation. And it wasn't fair in my mind. It's obviously the county manager's mind to have those people who stepped up, did not take their allocated and earned vacation time when they were working and servicing the public and protecting the public and feeding the public and administering tests to the public. They deserve to be compensated for that time, and I think we all felt that way. We'll move on now to 825, County Manager, this is, although it's under Director Anderson, I'm not sure, it's more of a general question about parking. So I don't know if you feel who you can direct this to answer this question for 825.
Well, the part, sorry, Chairman, hold on, trying my video to work. There we go. The parking is needed for the employees in that building. This is a year, at least we do year after year. So I'm not sure what the issue is because the building needs additional parking for the employees that work there.
Okay. All right, fair enough. 830, I don't know if Director Sanchez is still on and can address that.
Yes.
And how the financial works for the Scotch Hills Golf Club.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, yes, the $320,000 is actually the operational expenses to run the golf course. And we recognize all of the revenue that's received at the golf course back to the county. And then anything that exceeds the operational expenses back to operate for the year. So the 320, anything above that will go to Scotch Plains. And Scotch Plains does also reimburse us for the management fees to Kemper Sports as well on a yearly basis.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Director. Then there's 842, 843, and 844. County Manager, how do you want to get that directed? Unless you want to handle that.
Director Bergen should handle those.
County Manager, County Council Bergen, do you want to mention anything on there?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you can understand, with as many employees as the county has, we have various needs for attorneys to handle disciplinary matters, to handle negotiations with our union, to handle various other types of personnel matters. Can't always be handled by one firm, so that's why we do have a number of firms on board to handle this kind of work.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. All right, Jim, let's move on to the next person, please.
Certainly, Chairman. The next individual is Mr. Daniel Hahn.
No comments at this time again. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hahn. Go ahead, Jim.
The next individual would be a Dawn Donahue.
Okay.
No comments at this time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Donahue. Go ahead.
Mr. Edward Grimes is next in the queue.
Yes, Mr. Grimes.
Good evening. Can you all hear me?
We can. Thank you.
Okay. My name is Edward Lefty Grimes. I represent Sativa Cross. We were 501c3 in New Jersey, representing handicapped, disabled people, people that are sick. And I'm really happy to see that you guys prayed before the meeting. Because as Christians, we're supposed to put the last first. And all over New Jersey, we see the last being put last, even further back, and put obstacles in front of them. We just, this is not Union County, but in Hudson County, they had a post office without wheelchair access for 4 months. We just got them wheelchair access in Bayonne. In Brielle, there was no wheelchair access for the police station. Jersey City, there was no library access. So the other day, I'm driving past the Watchung Reservation, and I love the Watchung Reservation. I worked at Bell Labs for many years, for 21 years, and I used to go to Watchung Reservation all the time for lunch and just to go there for a break. So as I'm driving past, I'm looking at the website, and I see there's a virtual tour for people with disabilities, people in wheelchairs. I said, man, this is a great thing. We can actually get a bunch of our friends together in wheelchairs and have a virtual tour at the Watchung Reservation. This is a really good thing. And then I go on the website, and sure enough, like everything else in New Jersey, it's broken. It's not working. And so I'm hoping the freeholders here can help. Someone in the freeholders group here can help us. I don't know where to start, but I'm starting with you guys to get this problem fixed. The website is the ucnj.org, and I believe it's run by somebody in Union County, paid for by taxpayers. And I hope that we could just get this thing fixed sooner than later. Is that something that you guys can do as a group, or somebody in your organization can help us with?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, we need, maybe somebody could meet you there to go through specifically what the issues are. But I know that the recreation director oversees that whole area, and perhaps you can, send an email to him and correspond directly. Unfortunately, if we had a meeting environment, I would just say you two guys would go in the hallway and kind of, speak about some things. In the virtual world, a little more difficult. But Mr. Grimes, if you sent an email to Director Zuber or myself, I'm sure we can get some attention to your issue.
Chairman, we are already on the issue. I've already talked to IT, and they're going to look at the link after the meeting and start trying to figure out what's wrong and fix it.
Okay. All right. Very good.
Thank you.
So hopefully next time you check on that, it'll be fine. But thanks for bringing it up. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
No, appreciate you. All right, Jim, next person, please.
The last person would be Jamie Van Siver.
Hello, good evening. My name is Jamie Van Skyver. I am keeping a timer as well. Unfortunately, I want to address a couple of things before I even begin what I originally called with. Who decides the settings for your Zoom meetings?
Well,
we have later. I don't want this running into my time, please.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm incredibly concerned that there's no visibility, transparency. If I were to attend a meeting in person pre-COVID, I would be able to look around a room and see who I am in attendance with, who I'm speaking in front of. Are people there just like listening to information to maybe try to do things later? I don't think this is like visibility and transparency. You even have counsel asking permission to turn their cameras on. I am sitting here to you right now as a voice. I don't have a face. Am I even human to you right now? Like, maybe would you like to assign me a number so that you don't even have to know my name? I want to know who decided and was it agreed upon these settings. I find it incredibly disturbing that I can't chat with other individuals, that I can't see who else is in attendance, and that you all are hearing me right now. I hope the passion in my voice is coming through because you are unable to look me in my face and see my eyes, my face, my human interaction. I hope I didn't waste more than half of my time. I also was calling concerned about the reservation virtual trail. Individuals with disability are put last, and these things aren't checked on upon. And we really wanted to utilize this, and I thought it was amazing that you guys had this, that it was interactive, that we were able to look at plants and trees and have an entire experience. And when I set it up and it fell through, we were incredibly, it was sad. We had some people counting on it. I heard you guys say that you are looking into it, but please, like, I know I'm sounding maybe a little bit crazy. I can't believe that you guys can't look at me right now. I feel like I might as well have a number tattooed on my arm, or let's just like give me something that I don't even have a name. Don't look at my name later. I have eyes and hair, and fortunately most times I get to walk around on my own two legs. Sometimes they don't work. I hope you guys take all of that into consideration and consider what kind of meeting are you having when people are unable to really have a human interaction with you, even during this time of COVID. I think that your settings are incredibly censored and alarming.
Okay, does that finish your comment?
This could benefit like day programs, schools. I don't know if you guys understand how many special education and disability things are out of sorts right now. They need everything within their reach to try to connect with their students. They're not having the hands-on therapy that they're used to having. They're not having the on hands behavioral. They're not having anything, and anything that we could utilize right now within our community would be so beneficial, and I'd be incredibly grateful. That concludes what I need to say. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. I mean, I don't think anyone feels that a Zoom meeting is the optimum or the ideal situation for running our county government. Certainly, we didn't do it before the pandemic. We felt like this was a way to conduct business, which we needed to do in a safe manner, protecting both the public and the staff and the freeholders. And we can certainly look into some of your comments, but we have gone under the guidelines issued by the state of New Jersey, and I feel like we are doing a good job working through this pandemic, conducting county business, and keeping everyone safe. But I do appreciate your comments, and we'll take them under advisement. So thank you. All right, Jim, I think that's our last caller. Is that correct?
Chairman, that would be correct.
All right, very good. So with no other comments, I will close this portion of the meeting and ask to have a motion to adopt resolutions 2020-818 through 2020-870.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Freeholder Granados and seconded by Freeholder Williams. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Freeholder Garrettson? Freeholder Garrettson?
Yes.
Freeholder Granados?
Aye.
Freeholder Hudak?
Aye.
Freeholder Kowalski?
Yes.
Freeholder Palmieri Muedad?
Aye.
Freeholder Staton?
Yes.
Freeholder Williams?
Aye.
And Chairman Mirabella?
Aye.
Chairman, you have 8 votes in the affirmative on all resolutions.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Clerk. We will go on to freeholder comments and reports. And I'm correct? And I will start with, as I look at my order here, Freeholder Granados.
Thank you, Chairman. First, want to address the comments that were just made in reference to people with special needs and disabilities being placed last. And I don't know if that's a specific comment to our county or that's a general comment, but I can speak to Union County. And I know our Freeholder Board, I know our administration, I know our employees continue to put the community of people with special needs and disabilities at the forefront and making sure everybody feels inclusive. We were the first ones in the state of New Jersey to create an office for people with special needs. We're one of the first in the states to create a playground that was inclusive in making sure that everyone can interact together. Our Freeholder Board continues to make sure that we have different programming through our office of people, persons with disabilities and special needs. Let it be the magic shows, let it be the conversations, let it be the brand new grant that was put out by this Freeholder Board in making sure we're providing additional services and additional help with families who have a child or member with special needs, and making sure we have a certified individual being able to go to their house and provide services to their family member with special needs. So that comment was directed at Union County. I take strong offense to that because our Freeholder Board, we can always continue to do better, but I believe our Freeholder Board is one of the top in the state when it comes to providing people with special needs and disabilities services. Let it be Watchung Stables also, Watchung Preservation, where we have the walking path, and let it be a Parks Department that's working on bringing equestrian services to our Watchung Stables too. This county continues to be at the forefront, and we're always open, available to every single resident who wants to speak and talk to us, let it be by telephone, by email, or by other ways of methods of conversation. So let that be well observed that this Freeholder Board always makes sure that we're ready and available to speak with all residents who need help. And during the holiday season, during this pandemic, we continue to be thankful for the, items we have, the family, friends. Let's make sure too that we continue to find ways to give back to our community and to give back to others while staying safe and healthy too. So with that said, my comments are done, Chairman. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Freeholder Granados. Freeholder Williams.
Thank you, Chairman. The only comment that I wanted to make was just to sort of reiterate what you said at the very beginning of our meeting about the this weekend's food distribution drive being moved to Sunday at Orinoco. So I just want to make sure everybody is reminded of that. I will bank the rest of my time. Thank you.
Very good, Freeholder. Thank you. Freeholder Kowalski.
Thank you, Chairman. I just want to remind folks that there is a telephone number that people can call who have human services needs. It's the Union County Department of Human Services Action Line, and the number is 908-558-2288. You can speak with someone about needs for food, shelter, health, mental health services, domestic violence, a whole range of things. There's also a number for senior citizens services. That's 888-280-8226. Or of course, you can go to our website and find out about the different places that are the different services that you can that may be available to you. So that's ucmj.org, the county website. So we try to get the word out about this, and we've reached a lot of people, but there's always someone who may have missed it. So I know Freeholder Granados, who's our liaison for human services, is well aware of this, as well as a number of other freeholders. So just if you haven't checked out those numbers, I think would be a good thing to have a look at the website, or give us a call at the general number for the county, and someone will certainly listen to your concerns and help you. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Freeholder Kowalski, and thanks for highlighting that service that we do offer. I appreciate it. Freeholder Hudak.
Thank you, Chairman. Just a couple of comments. I wanted to join you in the exception you took to Mr. Patterson again attacking Prosecutor Rotolo, and the flippant comment that that she's minimally qualified. Those of us who have worked with the prosecutor, back when she started in our office with Operation Helping Hands, knowing her commitment to the position, that particular program, which was a statewide initiative, and now in her leadership of our prosecutor's office, I think she's done a good job as well, and I want to echo my support. And certainly, there will be employee matters, and they will sometimes lead to litigation, and I don't think it's appropriate to comment or weigh in on those. That's why we are hiring outside counsel. But it's beyond cheap. Some of the comments that Mr. Patterson made and directed towards the prosecutor shows just his lack of understanding of her position, her experience, and the role she's playing in the county right now. So I wanted to join you again in those sentiments. Secondly, I was very pleased last week to join you at the long overdue ribbon cutting at the Oak Ridge Park, and that's just a beautiful facility in Clark, New Jersey. It took quite a long time to get going. I think we really had a conversation about, I think, for the first time in like 2013, 2014. So it took a good 6-7 years to get that field built, but it's quite beautiful, set within the rolling hills at Oak Ridge, and I hope Union County residents will take advantage of it. Certainly hope we'll be able to get athletes on the field soon enough. Lastly, I want to again extend my thanks and appreciation to all the county staff and volunteers who are volunteering at our various food drives, as well as the testing center. just the sheer volume of tests that are now being done at Kane University at the various pop-up testing locations throughout the county is mind-boggling. And I remember at the beginning of the pandemic, when we were able to do 400 or 500 tests in a day, we considered it quite an accomplishment, and it was quite an accomplishment. But I mean, the numbers are staggering, speaking both to the need and the desire of our our residents to get those tests. And I think, we're approaching 1,400, 1,500 tests a day. And that doesn't happen without a very dedicated workforce, and one of the resolutions we touched on today was the compensation for those employees who cannot take their time from 2019. It's because those employees have been working countless hours at these testing facilities, at these food drives, making sure that Union County residents have access to testing in a pandemic, and also, quite frankly, so many residents who are food insecure have an ability to get a meal because of them. So I always know that you lead off the meeting with an expression of appreciation, and I wanted to conclude my comments with doing the same. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Freeholder Hudak, and thanks for bringing up the Oak Ridge Field ribbon cutting. It was great to be there. Many of the freeholders were there, and it provides a nice home for Union County College and the sports teams there. And it's a gorgeous facility, and I'm sure it'll be a terrific asset for this county. So thanks for bringing that up, Freeholder. Freeholder Staton.
Thank you, Chairman. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening. I also would like to start off with just reminding everyone about the food distribution. I believe Rebecca didn't give the time. It's at 9 a.m. Lineup starts a little early. So please, if you or anyone you know is in need of food, please come to Arnaco Park. Lineup begins early. Just pack your patience. We normally have enough food for everyone, so the volunteers work very, very hard, and it really is a smooth, fast moving operation. So again, if you need food, please come out to Arnaco Park, and it's open to all Union County residents. In addition to that, I'm proud to announce that Roselle has a new mayor, Mayor Donald Shaw. We welcome him with open arms to lead our borough forward. Mayor Shaw is actually the fourth mayor Roselle have had this year. So we're looking for balance and stability and to keep the borough moving forward. I also would like to thank Bishop Reginald Atkins, who was the third mayor, who Donald just took his place. I'd like to thank him for his leadership and the way he led our borough. He did an excellent job. So thank you, Bishop Atkins, for your leadership. And I know you'll still be around, so I'm not going to say that you're leaving us. Just see you later. Also, I'd like to welcome Kim back. It's good to see you, my council colleague. And in closing, as we prepare for the holiday season, I'd just like to remind everyone to stay safe and see you next week. Thank you.
Freeholder, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Freeholder Muded.
Thank you, Chair. I'm happy to be back. Thank you all. I also just wanted to mention it's ironic that we did bring that Edward and Jamie did bring up an issue that they had with the virtual trail, and I promise that I will make sure that we follow up on that as well. Today is actually International Day of Persons with Disabilities, and I want to echo what my colleague Freeholder Granado said, that I believe Union County is really one of the leaders in the state on addressing the needs of all of our residents, and in particular residents with disabilities and special needs. So I'm very proud of the work that we've done. Of course, there's always room for improvement, And there's always errors, especially now in the world of a lot of our digital world. There's always issues that arrive. We'll make sure that we address that. But in addition, because I know that a lot of services and programs have been put on hold because of COVID, but our office is trying to do virtual programs as well. And I believe we have 2 more that will close out the year, one this Saturday and one in 2 weeks. And you can register for those programs at www.ucnj.org/OPDSN-REG. And those are virtual programs that are offered to our residents. And if there's ever any questions or concerns that you have, please never hesitate to contact the office or contact one of our freeholders, because I believe that our board is very cognizant and willing to meet the needs for all of our residents. So with that, I will close my comments. I do want to wish everyone a happy holiday season, and please continue to stay diligent with wearing your mask and social distancing, and stay healthy in this end of year and in the new year. Thank you.
Thank you, Freeholder. Freeholder Garrettson.
Thank you, Chairman. I want to acknowledge just a week ago we had Thanksgiving. I was able to participate in Kyrie Irving's foundation. We did a food distribution in the township of Hillside. It was fantastic. We had Freeholder Granados. He also joined us that day, and the sheriff and a bunch of other folks. And it was just very lovely. Not only did we really spread the good cheer to so many families in need, but it was really a beautiful day to work with so many like-minded individuals. I just was excited to see him, to see some of the folks he brought in into New Jersey or into Hillside that day, but really made our county proud. But as we think about just a week ago that we had Thanksgiving, it is so important for this message to the residents all throughout the county that it is important to get your COVID test. There are numerous ways that you can do that. We are committed. You've heard from a lot of my colleagues. I don't have to repeat what they said, but one of the things that Union County is always known for is being the first. So I was very happy to hear the resolution about changing the name to Commissioner. We know that Union County was very much a part of that. It really happened right there at the community food bank. Thanks to our chairman, I was able to be there and be able to really make something happen statewide. So we're really looking forward to not only being the last state in the country to use the freeholder, the term that has really been such a difficult term for so many people, but now we can be the first to change that. So I really look forward to working with my colleagues, because I know they are as committed as I am to make sure that we abolish that term in our county, considering we have so many firsts that we do. I also want to say I had an amazing conversation with Danny the other day, just talking about a lot of the work we do with our LGBTQ community. And so the fact that we were able to put those issues together, it speaks volumes to what our county is committed to. And I hope that we can have as much engagement with educating and changing the name, but also I know that there's a committee working on our seal. So I look forward to all this good work, because we are always the first. So we really want to continue that effort, that vein. And I'm just so excited to be able to have been a part of that, but most importantly, be able to spread the love, not only just in Union County, but all around the state. Again, I really want to just speak to all of the folks that are in our county. We have so many different initiatives. A lot of people ask questions about where do they go testing. So we do have our information on the website. You can always call the county. You can call any of the freeholders. So we are always just a phone call or email or website away. So do not hesitate, because it is such an important thing. We want everyone to be safe, not just within our county, our employees, but we want every single resident, our businesses, to also be able to function, be healthy, and be able to be prosperous in these next couple of weeks as we almost end December. So God bless everyone. Thank you. And I look forward to seeing you out there at one of our next events. So thank you, Chairman.
Good. Thank you, Freeholder Garrettson. And let me just say, I'm really very happy and very proud of the effort this year of this board and the county administration. I want to thank the county manager. I told him this either yesterday or today, that I'm really, really proud of him and his effort and his staff for the vision that he's put out running the day-to-day operation on behalf of all of us, and the work that he's done has been terrific. The vision, the foresight, the planning, staying one step ahead of this dreaded pandemic has been inspirational to me, certainly, and I'm sure a lot of other people. I'm also happy to report there's regular communication to our mayors and our administrators. Deputy County Manager Wagner runs those meetings each week, and I think it's really helpful for the towns to get that first hand direct communication from the county. I know that Amy and Ed participated in many calls with the state of New Jersey and can help decipher that information and communicate it. I have just one more thing, but I want to see if the county manager wants to add any comments at this point before I finish.
Thank you, Chairman. Appreciate the kind words. I just want to give a shout out to Robert. During this meeting, he was able to identify the broken link, and it will be fixed by tomorrow morning. So good job, Robert. And I just want to make everybody aware that the earlier subject will be rectified by sunrise.
Excellent. Good. And if you could fix your camera, it would all be great. It's pointing at the ceiling. So very nice, County Manager. But no, thank you, Robert. And thanks for the members of the public who've raised that awareness for us. The last thing I want to say is that now that it's all official, congratulations to all the federal, state, and local and county officials that were elected. I know it took a long time to get all those results, but it wasn't through lack of tremendous effort on two areas in particular of this county, and that's the county clerk's office and the election board. And they deserve a lot of credit, although it seemed very excruciatingly slow, particularly for those in close elections. Luckily, our Freeholder colleagues did not have a close election, neither did our sheriff or our clerk. Some towns were close, and it was really slow. But that's because 70% of our public voted, all 99% by mail. And that was a huge effort, and that should not be minimized. These staff members worked really hard to get the result that they did. So I send congratulations and thanks for having that work even as well as it did. The last thing I'll leave this group with, and anybody who watches this, is during this holiday season, a lot of good wishes, stay healthy, shop local as best you can. Let's help our downtowns. Let's, if you have a choice of something to buy, whether it's to eat for dinner or it's for some present for someone, consider shopping local. That's what I'm trying to do. I think we got to get our small businesses and our restaurants over this next hump. They seem to have come out, although hurting. The first wave was very difficult, and we got to get everybody through the second wave. And there's hope on the way and help on the way with the vaccine. That's very encouraging. So we got to hang in there just a little bit longer, but help our businesses. We want to keep them in business as best we can so we get to the other side of this thing. All right. So with that,
Chairman?
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot to mention one thing.
God, Freeholder.
I know we've all already congratulated him, but once again, publicly, I know we want to congratulate County Manager Ed Oatman on becoming part of the top 50 and New Jersey Globe Power List, which is a great accomplishment. So we thank County Manager for being the best and brightest here we have in New Jersey. Congratulations, County Manager.
Thank you, Freeholder. Thank you, everyone.
I think it should have been higher. That's my only criticism of the list. But thanks for pointing that out, Freeholder Granados. Okay, well, with that, I think we're all done with our business, and I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Freeholder Mudet and seconded by Freeholder Kowalski. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Freeholder Garrettson? Freeholder Garrettson?
Yes.
Freeholder Granados?
Aye.
Freeholder Hudak?
Aye.
Freeholder Kowalski?
Yes.
Freeholder Palmieri Mudet?
Aye.
Freeholder Staton?
Yes.
Fielder Williams,
Aye.
and Chairman Mirabella.
Aye.
Chairman, that's 8 votes to adjourn this meeting.
All right, our business is done. Have a great night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you. Bye.